From Britt and Kelli's huge fallout at Phaedra's event to production trying to target Angela Oakley's marriage, Real Housewives of Atlanta is proof that a lack of boundaries is a setup for all kinds of mess.
Girl, it was a mess.
A hot mess.
It was a real mess at that event because that girl, you know, she gonna say she came in hot. That's what she said about Kelli, but girl, she's the one that came in hot, and I'm talking about this Brit girl.
Right.
This Brit girl came in, and did you hear the awful thing she threw at Kelli concerning what she chose to do with her own body?
And that Kelli basically said wasn't even the truth.
Exactly. Because she said, girl, it would take whatever for that to happen because she had already had something done in that regard.
Exactly.
So once again, this girl on here lying.
Right. And then the fact that Kelli ended up stooping to her level and coming back talking about Britt's reproductive situation.
Exactly.
And that's why you watch who you hang out with, because you don't want that same type of energy coming out of you.
Exactly, because look, somebody in our comments said, I mean, it's just a brilliant comment, said, see, that's what happened when you mess with God's children. And they was talking about in regards to Kenya, how this Brit came on here messing with Kenya, and look at what has happened now. Well, I say the same thing in regards to how Kelli called herself sticking by this Brit girl when Kenya was going through that with her. So she was like sticking by her. And we like, girl, why you sticking by her so tight like that?
Exactly.
And now she has come out and she has shown herself to this girl.
Right.
Okay, and Kelli's getting all out of whack, saying things that she know she shouldn't say. Kelli went so far as to tell people that Britt said Portia could never come to her house and be around her man.
Right.
Wasn't that Kelli that said that?
That was Kelli.
So
that
I'm
said
like,
that.
girl, you hanging around this girl Britt, and some of that mess done rubbed off on you because you chose to hang in there and be her friend after they had thrown Kenya under the bus. And look at all this coming back on her. That I couldn't believe Britt yelled at that girl about what she chose to do with her body.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe she yelled that at her.
Yeah.
But you know, it's like you said, no boundaries. Look at what has happened as a result of the producers having no boundaries with this girl Britt coming in there, releasing all this kind of animus and all this kind of vitriol and stuff on everybody.
Yeah, definitely. Because even when you think about it, you take it back to there, like you said, Britt came in releasing all of this, and she had a problem with the boundaries that Kenya had.
Yes.
Because Kenya wasn't all, she doesn't know this girl, so she's not all lovey-dovey, she's not hugged up on her. But Kenya was very cordial. She spoke, she whatever, but for some reason, and we know it was a plot, Britt wanted to take issue with, Kenya wasn't doing enough to make her feel welcome.
Baby, because Kenya had boundaries.
Period. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so Britt's own lack of boundaries had her popping off at the mouth, making comments that she shouldn't have made, saying that about Kenya. And then that kind of spirit transferred.
Yes, it did.
Because the next thing you know, here comes Kenya with those pictures.
Exactly.
Which, you know, I understand why she did it. I understand why why it happened. But
that
again,
girl
that was a
boundary
boundary thing.
All that.
Exactly.
That girl came in
That's
there.
why you watch who you hang around. You watch who you let in your circle, because that stuff, when you are not
vigilant and vigilant.
Exactly. Then that stuff kind of tries to pop off. Those energies, they do transfer.
And that's exactly what that's happening. It's like this girl Britt came through here and she blew all that stuff. And look at these people now. They are against each other, saying horrible things, and all kind of mess. And you just can't do that.
Nope. And when Kelli latched on to Britt and vice versa in the very beginning, even to the extent of loaning her team, her stylist team. The boundaries in that were, I guess Kelli's expectation was Britt would know not to copy everything, not to use every single person on her team.
No boundaries.
But Britt she's new to this. She don't, she coming on like she's classy, but she's new. She doesn't know how to carry herself in these situations yet. So she didn't know not to copy every single thing. And Kelli took her stylist team back. She didn't want them working with Britt. But that whole thing came about because of Britt's lack of boundaries again. You don't take everything that someone has.
Exactly. That's why I said I believe it was Britt jealous more so than Kelli, because Kelli is the one who had the team to loan out. And I mean, personally, looking at Britt, what is there to be jealous of? That's all. That's all. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. I mean, I don't think anyone could be jealous of her just because of the type of person she is. Look how she has come in here and she has just run havoc on these people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happened, because you know what? To me, they weren't there for Kenya.
No.
Because they were clutching their pearls and, saying various, she did, look, like someone else also said in the comments, you can't judge someone else's response to something. No, you can't judge how Kenya responded to that. This girl came in and started this whole mess.
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, look at what has happened. She has left this show in shambles for herself because they expected her at that reunion. But that's all right. That's what they needed to have out of there. And now the show can go on to do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
What we've always expected of it.
Yeah.
Because I really didn't appreciate how at the waffle event, someone tried to mess with Angela's and Charles's marriage. I didn't appreciate that.
Nope.
I respect marriage. I respect Angela and Charles' marriage, and someone tried it. But Angela's from Chicago, baby, and Angela said that's all right. She's on the case. She already knows about it.
Yeah.
She already knows because she sent people out after that situation to see who even started this. And so there was innuendo going on about that possibly Phaedra could have started it.
Mm-hmm.
Something was said about that, and possibly even Britt, because this girl has really gone so low that you wouldn't even put anything like that past her.
Kelli,
especially.
Mm-hmm. Kelli actually insinuated that at Phaedra's event. Angela revealed that she found out someone had paid that man to come and tell her that.
I knew that when I saw that.
And Kelli said, maybe it was the people who weren't there. And notably, Portia, Britt, and Cynthia weren't there at the event when that happened, when that man came up.
Yeah.
And she wasn't talking about Portia or Cynthia because she was kind of using that to angle at Britt because they were still in the midst of their little, showdown.
Yeah.
So Kelli insinuated that it's possibility that Britt did that because, Britt wanted to get all on Angela because of that insurance comment.
I remember, so she's still after her for various things,
right?
And also someone said Phaedra possibly because y'all see how fast Phaedra got her butt out there and got on that phone to tell what happened about Angela and Charles. Somebody coming up to Angela, she got, girl, are you kidding me? I'm
crazy.
Like, that's why they didn't put it past Phaedra to have done that, because it's like, girl, you can't get out of there fast enough.
Right.
And you worried about sitting there in that car because you know you're doing wrong. Say, let me get out of here before somebody come up on her. She knows she did wrong, running out there to spread that lie, that gossip, because somebody paid that person to do that.
Right.
She was wrong.
And it's crazy because production asked her, like, what do you have to say? What do you think about what happened? And she's talking about, she don't mind other people's business or whatever foolishness she said, only for her to be running out there to do something like that. It's like, girl, she stays in people's business.
She stays in people's business and the lies she tells.
Exactly.
And I'm so glad they said, I think it was it Watch What Happened Live? Somebody said, Angela read her.
Oh, yeah.
When she was trying to talk about Angela's looks.
It's like, have you looked in the mirror, Phaedra?
Girl, you talking about what
do you not
say.
have friends who have told you how you look?
Girl, Angela is the the one with the comeback. That's why I wanted her and my girl Kenya to get together, because they are on it with the comeback shade, the intelligent shade.
Yeah.
You know, the intelligent shade
Yes.
that, you know, people with brains and beauty know how to do. So it's like no boundaries. When you set it up like that, that's where this whole season has gone to.
Exactly.
No boundaries, because they let this girl in there, and each and every one of them is seeing that she meant none of them any good.
When it comes to Angela and Charles' marriage, the whole production, like from the start, heck, even before the show started, their marriage has been a target for production. Remember that clip we showed you guys with Portia talking about, oh, I don't know Angela, but Charles, her husband, is everything
from the start.
And then the next thing you know, when they were at that dinner that Angela threw at the vault, do you and your husband still there? You know, all that. I know something about your husband. You know, all of that. Britt saying something to Charles at her little event when she couldn't feed everybody there. And she gonna tell Charles, she not one of his little whores.
All that.
It's like, what is this? Why are they constantly, of course, not forgetting the comment that Portia made about Angela better watch out for she do
that to Charles, girl.
And then them focusing on him not answering the phone when Angela called on the anniversary, or him not being outright saying, oh, he loved her, and being all effusive. Like they're not used to seeing the old school man, is how they're not so effusive publicly like that. They have been targeting this marriage since the beginning.
They really have. And what they don't want to see is that this man loves Angela. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. He loves Angela. Do you see even Andy Cohen on the Watch What Happens? He said, Charles, we appreciate you being here. That man is there for his wife, okay? He is there for her. And Angela knows him, you know, and she knows how to deal with whatever may or may not be happening. But they know each other. He is there for her. He didn't have to be in this show.
Right.
There's no one else in this show along with their significant other like Charles is. I mean, right. Really. I mean, because, you know, we won't even mention the other. We don't even want to go there. But Charles has been there for Angela, and you know he has, because look, all of this targeting from the very beginning of the show, trying to mess with that marriage.
Right, and that should be out of bounds for any show to be trying to target someone's marriage like that. But again, it's that lack of boundaries. And they're in for a rude awakening when they go and try to target things that have been covenant bound.
Yeah, they can't mess with marriage. It is a covenant, and to go low, as they say, they haven't seen low until they start trying to mess with a covenanted relationship that have been put together, you know, by the Creator. They cannot talk about going low, and they're gonna feel what low is, because you can't mess with people's marriage, okay? Period. They started from the very beginning. And I think it happened because of a result of them bringing this girl in there with this attitude, with this disposition, showing no boundaries, starting out with messing with Kenya, because Kenya did know boundaries, and Kenya's not letting anybody all up in her space like that, and rightfully so, because she had discernment to see that, as in the beginning, there is a problem with this girl. Something is wrong here. It's like she's got to go.
Exactly.
And girl, it was very prophetic, because she is gone.
That's right.
That girl is gone, and now this show can pick back up where it needs to be.
Right.
Leave Angela and Charles' marriage alone.
Period.
That's it. That's all.
All right, let us know what you guys think in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.